All right, guys, so welcome to the Sunday Sauce. And at these Sunday sessions, what do we aim to do? We aim to analyze the markets together and also spot some very important zones in the markets whereby price is going to react. Now, if you were, for example, in our last meeting, that's last week Sunday, we were able to analyze a few pairs last week, and then we're able to spot a few zones together. One particular trade that I know that we did that really went our way was gold. I don't know if you remember gold. We analyzed gold, and then I said that when gold gets to this particular point in the market, to the supply, we're going to see a bit of dump, and exactly I think that started happening from Tuesday or Wednesday. Okay, other ones that we analyzed came to play, of course, during the course of the week, all right? But only people in the premium mentorship were able to really follow up on what I was doing because I was sending them trade updates about some trades, and then we saw some very good dump on Euro USD, on GBP USD as well. So USD went crazy during the week, all right? And all of those things, we're able to see them ahead of time, especially for people that are on the premium platform. You have access to the trading on supply and demand, right? You will know exactly where price is likely to turn, and then you take advantage of these things, right? So we want to be doing this every Sunday. Even though you are not a part of the premium mentorship, you can leverage on this platform to get unique zones in the market that you can trade from. All right, good. And also, it's also an avenue for people to ask questions. I always tell people, right, exhaust what's available to you. Now, this is a platform whereby you can get clarifications, right? And it's free, right? So regardless of what you want to ask, as long as it's forex trading, right? I think I can contribute one or two things that will help you in your journey. All right. So if you have any questions, we've started, guys. So if you have any questions, feel free to type your questions in the chat box, or just let me know. You can ask your question by speaking. Let me know so that I'll just unmute you real quick, and then we'll go into before we start analyzing. Also, type in the pairs that you want to analyze this night, pairs that you are looking at for the week, right? Which pairs are on your watch list, right? So we have 25 traders on this call. All right, so put in the chat box the pairs that you want me to analyze. Those are the pairs that will most likely be on your watch list for the week. All right, as you can see, I have my own watch list for the week. I'm looking at Euro USD, GP USD, UJ, UHF, CJ, and USD CAD. All right. So who's dropping a pair in the chat box? All right. So let's just wait for a couple of seconds. Okay. Ifeanyi said gold and Nasdaq. All right. Okay. I think after Euro USD, gold has to be the most traded instrument. So let's check out gold. A lot of people like gold. I analyze gold, but I don't trade gold. I don't know why. I've not developed any affinity for gold, even though it moves really well. Okay. Interesting. So we have two Nasdaq. Rosalind said BTC USD. All right, good. So we'll do everything tonight. I think we have about 90 minutes to spend together. So like I always like to do, I like to start my analysis on the higher time frame. Guys, I recommend any kind of system that you are trading with, you want to start from the higher time frame. You need a higher time frame perspective, right? You don't trade on one time frame. If you are trading on one time frame, that means you are trading with limited information, right? And then you can't get the best result with limited information. So you want to trade top-down analysis. You start from the higher time frame. you know what the story is on the higher time frame, and then you follow the story down to your entry time frame. Okay, so that's how you can increase your strike rate when it comes to forex trading and getting the most profitable pairs, right? So let's do gold real quick. Gold. So let's start from the daily. Because of time, let's start from the daily. I already told you what was going to happen to gold. If you check out the weekly, I told you that gold, I see gold breaking this demand zone. So there is a demand zone here for people that know what demand is. Okay, you can see as price has been struggling to break these zones. Okay, price has been creating equal lows over here. And then when price came here and then price shot up over here, you can see when price came here, it was if truly this particular move was going to create a higher high, if truly, that means this high here, oops, hold on, this high here should have been taken out, but price came all the way here, right, and then did not take out this high. That means there has to be a lot of vested interest by the smart money in this area, or there are a lot of orders that are seated here. All right, so that means if this high was not taken out, that means this high is now a protected high. So when this high is a protected high, now you have to think about the structure. This low will now be the target. This low will now be the target here. And then you can see a lot of liquidity orders here. This is equal high. So I see price in this coming week, most likely breaking this to the downside. Okay, and then once price breaks this to the downside, we can then see a possible retracement into the supply here, possibly, and also get some reaction here. So I mean, now this is the weekly chart, by the way. So this is a long-term thing. So if I know that price is going to drop into this zone, okay, based on my analysis, and of course you can see this very, very strong supply pressure over here. All right, so knowing this, what am I going to do, guys? So I'm going to go a lower time frame. Now, my bias so far on this guy, okay, is to look for sell opportunities, but also it's also very, very dangerous to kind of look for sells here, okay, because this zone right here is a demand zone. This zone is a demand zone on the weekly time frame, right? So the best thing that you can do actually is for people that have already entered sales above this zone and then they are writing it down. The best thing that you can do for yourself is to be patient enough to actually wait for price to break this low here, okay, to establish that downtrend, and then you wait for a retracement to supplies, and then you start selling. But let's check out what Daily is talking about. Okay, so this is the daily chart, guys, and we can see what is going on daily over here. Give me a second, guys. Let me erase all of this. All right. So good. So what you cannot wait for now, this zone is above the demand zone here. So most likely what you can do is to wait for price to come up into the zone, and then once price gets here, you sell. All right, so price is either going to react in this zone or price will react in this zone. So we have two options. So but definitely if price should get to this zone and does not react and does not reverse, rather, we will see price enter the zone and then possibly break it. But I'm on the side of price breaking this demand zone based on the higher time frame story. On the weekly chart, the high was not broken, even though price came very close to it. Okay, so that makes the higher low target a target. So every price action, I believe, will be to take out the low. So what price needs to do right now is to gather enough supply pressure, enough orders to be able to move price beyond this zone. Now, because this demand is a weekly demand zone, this area here is a weekly demand zone. So to break a weekly demand zone, you need you need high momentum, right? So price needs to gather a lot of sell supply pressure here. So price, I believe, will reverse into the zone or reverse into the zone. Now, once that happens, it will get enough liquidity, right, to sell into the zone. So that's my outlook on gold. Let's look at the 4 hours. So what is 4 hours saying? All right, so 4 hours is saying that price is of course in an uptrend and currently retracing. If you check out the swing structure on the 4-hour chart, I hope my chart is not too messy, but let me just draw out the swing structure on the 4-hour chart. You can see this here. Okay. Oops. You can see impulse correction. Okay. Over here, this, and then this. All right. So right now, let me delete this, guys. Give me a second. So we have a trading range already. So you can see price here, price trading in this range. This, that means another color for this. Okay. Sorry guys, I'm having issues. Okay, good. So this is it. So we are trading in a range here, and so that's the swing high, and then the swing low is here. So this is now the internal structure on gold on the 4 hours over here. This is the internal structure, right? And then what has the internal structure told us already? All right, so price already broke this, okay? So and then price has retraced into this demand zone here, right? So price is taking off from a demand area here, all right? And then of course it's creating new high retracement. So eventually, I think price is gearing towards coming into the zone eventually, all right? So once price gets here, you want to look for sells. Now, because we also know that price will most likely retrace. Now, based on the market structure, this is a lower low here. Price is retracing. Internal structure has already given us a change of structure here, a change from a bearish intention to a bullish intention. So we are seeing proof. This is an established trend, change of trend on the 4 hours here. You can see this. Okay, and then the impulse, and then price is this. So there's enough bullish pressure on the 4-hour chart, which is enough to possibly get here. All right. So and then we are also in a demand zone on the weekly chart over here. So we can also look for an opportunity to ride the market into this. We can look for setups to ride the market into this zone here. All right, so possibly we can start spotting sell opportunity, buy opportunities rather. All right, so that's a 4-hour storyline. So let's go further and look for trading opportunities on this zone. All right, so Mr. Edbury, don't worry, we do GJ, but we have people that ask for NAS and Bitcoin. All right, so the structure. So where can we look for setup? So what I would do, guys, is to wait for price to break the zone to create a break of structure. Okay, so I wait for price to break the zone. Once price should break this zone over here, let me make this bigger for you so you know what I'm talking about. Now, price broke this high. You can see it. There's a wick here, but I don't consider this wick as a higher high because it is not a close. So the body of the candle did not close above this zone, so I won't consider it as a break of structure. For all we know, it might just be a liquidity graph. So for me to be sure and certain that okay, this trend wants to continue going up, I want to see a break and close above this high. Once that happens, then I'll now wait for the retracement into a demand zone somewhere here. So when that happens, I wait for price to retrace into the zone, and then look for possible buys. All right, so look for possible buys in this zone, and then we buy it into the supply, either here or here. All right, so that's a potential 1 to 5 if you are doing a risk entry. But if you are going lower, once price gets here, if you are going lower on the 15 minutes or like the 1 minute, you can possibly get a 1 to 20, 1 to 10 risk to reward easily. All right, so that's my outlook on gold. I hope that makes sense to you. The recording will be made available tonight or tomorrow morning, so you can revisit this analysis and then follow through with it. Okay, makes sense? So let's check out NAS 100 real quick. Okay, NASDAQ. Is this in NAS? Hold on. Let me check that again. Yeah, that's it. Now, NAS. Let's check out what's going on NAS on the daily chart. Okay, to get a good high time frame perspective, let me start from the weekly. Now, what is weekly telling us? We can see this. This is an established. So we can see price doing this. This uptrend over here, price was in an uptrend, right? And then there was a change of trend over here. We saw this price break this area of structure here. So that trend changed from an uptrend to a downtrend when this particular move happened over here, right? And then what I'm also seeing, we're also seeing a possible trend change, because now on the weekly, this lower high has been violated, and then we see a close of the candle, and then price has retraced into this demand zone right here, and the price is currently reacting to a demand level on the weekly. So that's why we are saying bullish momentum on this guy here, because the demand zone is in control, right? So if you know that a demand zone is in control, if this demand zone is going to hold, that means price will create a higher high over here. So if this demand zone is going to be valid, all right, so we are seeing price break this high over here, all right, possibly. Now, so let me delete all of this. Now that we understand the market structure, let me remove all of this. So let's go to the daily chart. So right now, if you know that price is reacting to a demand level, that means we are only concerned about buying. We are not concerned about selling. It will be totally dangerous to start selling. All right, because now the buyers are in control. All right, so before we see any reasonable switch, now check out what daily is giving us as well. So weekly has told us that there's bullish momentum. Now check out daily too. Let's check it out carefully. So daily is giving us this. All right. And then we saw price also switch here. All right. So that's daily for you. So we saw this impulse, correction, impulse. And then possibly we might see price retrace into this supply right here on daily. So daily has given us a possible information there that, okay, maybe this demand zone might not be strong enough. All right, so maybe we might wait for price to get somewhere lower. But let's check out, so possible area of entry on NAS will be over here based on daily, but we still work our way down to 4 hours possibly. So this is a supply zone here. All right. So this zone is either this zone or, okay, because this zone is what is responsible for the break. So over here, this was the low that was broken. Okay, so this supply zone is a flip zone that's responsible for this break of structure. So that means there's a lot of orders here, a lot of solid orders here. So this zone right here is a very, very strong zone. Okay. So if this zone does not hold, anyways, this next zone, we should see a reaction here at this extreme swing supply here. But I think price would react here. So your best bet, guys, will be to be a bit patient for price to enter this zone. Okay. Okay. So once price enters this zone, do not go on lower time frame and start looking for sells. Okay. If your entry was not triggered, you wait for price to come into this extreme supply here. Okay, and then you look for sales. But these two zones are the zones that personally I'm going to target. All right. So let's see possibly if we can see a setup that we can use to ride the market into the zone. So we'll go to a lower time frame. Let's go to 4 hours. Now we're on the 4 hours. We already see price doing this. You can see this trend line here. Okay, and this trend line is what is a lot of liquidity that will grab, okay, by this move up here. All right, so if we are to look for buys, there's no setup for buys yet on the 4 hours in order to ride the market into this supply zone. All right, so you just need to wait for a buy signal to happen. All right, so even though price is in a supply over here, but we don't have any reason to sell yet because the momentum is still very, very bullish. Okay, there's no change of character, there's no break of structure, there's nothing that the market has presented to let us know that this strong move is ending anytime soon. So we just have to wait for the market to do its thing. But ultimately, based on the daily chart, this zone here, right, the zone where we are going to see a lot of market action because it's a daily zone, it's a higher time frame and very, very an authority time frame. All right, is that clear? So let's do BTC USD real quick for Rosalind. BTC USD for Bitcoin lovers. You know, not to sound like a prophet of doom, but based on my analysis, I think I've shown you possibly what's going to happen. Bitcoin USD online finance. All right, so the future of Bitcoin. Because it is crypto. Let's start from the monthly, or we start from the 3 months. Okay. Excuse me. So this is Bitcoin. This is Bitcoin on the monthly. Now, we have to understand the way market moves. Okay. What moves the price of any commodity is demand. You know, why is the US dollar gaining so much strength? Because a lot of people are buying the dollar. The dollar is becoming a safe haven. All right. So that's why the dollar is very, very active. Why is the cost of petrol high? Okay, because there's limited supply and then there's a lot of demand. Right? So that's why things increase in price. For Bitcoin to increase in price, for Bitcoin to hit an all-time high, a lot of people need to be buying Bitcoin. Now, ask yourself, how many people do you know now that are buying Bitcoin in mass? Seriously, is there FOMO in the market right now where people don't want to miss out on the next Bitcoin boom? Very little, or like, because right now a lot of people are still scared because the market is still very much unstable. So there's not enough buy pressure in the market right now, especially for Bitcoin. You might be seeing for other altcoins, other new projects, but this particular Bitcoin, for Bitcoin to see all-time high, price needs to take off from an institutional demand zone. Okay, from a demand zone, and that demand zone has to be a strong demand where a lot of people bought the first time. Now, a lot of people started buying Bitcoin. I think it was during the pandemic. I don't know. Let's check. Yeah, during the October 2020, October, September last 2 years was when the move really happened. So a lot of people, okay, bought at this particular demand zone over here. I don't know if you can see it. Okay, but this is a demand zone here. All right. So now, based on the monthly, let's draw the structure for Bitcoin. All right. You can see this move here. Okay, impulse, correction, impulse. Okay, let me go to the 3-month chart. Give me a second. Where's the 3-month chart? 3 months. Now I'm doing 3 months because it's crypto. Hold on, guys. Okay. So this is a 3-month chart. Okay, nothing serious on 3 months. Let us go back to the monthly. Now this is a monthly chart. Now, even though I personally like to see a break and close, but this is crypto, you know, and crypto is quite different when it comes to all these rules. Okay, but we can consider this a high, because if you check it out possibly on the weekly, you see that the candle closed above here. There's a candle close here on weekly. All right, so which established this as an uptrend, as a higher high, and then of course you see this grab of liquidity here. Okay, the buy to sell candle was a grab of liquidity over here. You can see how the strong move started going down. So on the monthly now, I want to show you how price has moved from an uptrend to a downtrend. All right, so this was the higher low over here. This was the higher low here. And you can see how price moved, broke this zone. You can see this, and then there's a break here. All right. So Bitcoin is in an established downtrend. And possibly what can happen with Bitcoin is this. Okay, you can actually see a very small bull run on Bitcoin, and then I'll show you why we might see a bull run on Bitcoin. but it's not going to be very strong anyways. So let me get everything here. Now you can see what's going on right now. This zone here, right, is a flip zone. The supply zone that broke this higher low is this guy right here, this buy to sell over here. Okay, so that is supply that is in control, right? And then possibly what we can see in the next few weeks, based on market structure, this happens a lot. When you see flip zones, price tends to retrace back to a flip zone, and then price goes all the way up here. Now, this particular move that is here right now, okay, is not capable of breaking, of creating all-time high. Why do I say so? Because price over here is not in an institutional demand level. How many people bought hugely at this point? When you go to the past, in the past, this is not a strong demand level. All right, the strong demand level is in this zone. Maybe when you go to the weekly chart, it will be a bit clear. So let's go to the weekly chart real quick. Okay, you can see what's going on here. Sorry. Now you can see this is where price is right now. This is little price action. Okay, the institutional demand level where price needs to get to at least to start for we to know that okay, price might start having bull run from here. Is this demand zone here? Either this swing demand, this swing, this pivot somewhere here within this zone. Let me take it forward. Okay, that's a demand level, right? So the future, there is no way Bitcoin wouldn't see get to 12,000 or 9,000. Guys, I've been saying this since late last year that price will get to about 10K. When I was talking about it, price was still at what is it called? Price was still around 50K when I was saying that Bitcoin was going to get to around 10K. Now Bitcoin is at 20K. All right. This this demand level is not strong enough to push price up. We need price to get here first. All right. We need price to get here first because now check it out, guys. Check it out. Now, when you go to your market, maybe a farmer's market, for example, what do they do in a farmer's market? Two things happen: buying and selling. And buying and selling occurs at the same time. So if I'm selling banana now, for me to sell banana, you have to buy banana, right? So now, for most of us that are normal human beings that we've not made millions of dollars, we don't really have so much to buy when it comes to buying Bitcoin. Okay, it is the whales that really pumping money in the market, the hedge funds. Okay, now for Bitcoin to reach all-time high, there has to be a lot of buying, like a lot of demand, like those guys will pump in a lot of money in the market. Now, for them to buy, ask yourself, who are they going to buy from? Do you manufacture Bitcoin from thin air? No. For them to buy, that means a lot of people have to be willing to sell. All right, because buying and selling occurs at the same time. So right now they need a lot of people to sell. Okay, because right now, last year at this point was where people bought. So now price is approaching this particular demand zone, and then a lot of people would not want to end up in a loss. So they would rather sell their Bitcoins than, take a loss. Okay, so right now, in next few weeks, okay, we'll be seeing price drop into this zone. Once price drops into this zone, that is enough liquidity for these guys to actually push price up, because those big boys also want to buy at a very, very good price point. I don't know if I'm making sense, guys, or I'm just blabbing. All right. So I think I'm talking too much. Let me go to daily, and then let's find a possible setup. All right. I'll spend some more time on Bitcoin. All right. Give me a second. So this is daily chart on Bitcoin, and then guys, you will check out the swing structure on Bitcoin. Is based on what you see on the chart now, is Bitcoin showing you any sign of strength? There's no sign of strength yet on Bitcoin, honestly, because check it out from this, the swing. Okay, swing high. You have this. Can we use this? Let's use this. You can see. Okay, for we to know that Bitcoin is ready, is serious to actually start a possible retracement to that zone, price needs to come up here. Okay, price needs to get this zone, and then you see retracement and then going up. But price has not even gotten to point of interest for like a possible trend reversal. Now check out what's going on the daily. All right. On the daily, we have an internal structure over here, giving us this small. Okay, this is daily, guys, and then we can see this change over here, possibly. All right. So we have seen this chain of character here. Price has broken, taking liquidity. All right, that liquidity should push price into this supply zone here. So in the next couple of days or weeks, we might see Bitcoin actually rally to 24,000, and then if it does not break this zone, that's another problem. If Bitcoin does not break 25,200, okay, trust me, it's going to target this low, and then Bitcoin would be around $15,000. Okay, that's if Bitcoin goes up. Now, if Bitcoin should go up and come up into this zone, and it does everything it can do and does not break this zone, it's a big problem. Bitcoin is going to crash again. So if this high does not get broken, that means this is a protected high, and then that will make this low a target. So we will see price create a lower low. All right, so that's my view on Bitcoin. So for people that want to hold Bitcoin, okay, so this zone right here, this zone, if you're thinking of buying or selling, this zone will be a good zone to short Bitcoin, honestly. So right now, I don't see any reason to buy Bitcoin, honestly. All right, the best you can do for Bitcoin is just keep selling Bitcoin at this zone. So if price should get here, sell Bitcoin. Yes, exactly. All right, so let's do GBP USD next. GBP JPY rather. Who's joining my screen? Give me a second, guys. How do I disable annotation? Annotate. Clear. Okay. So let's do GBP JPY. GBP JPY. Rosalind, did I answer your question? Is that clear? Let me know if you need more clarification for that. Okay. So let's check out GBP JPY. So GBP JPY, what do we have on the daily? So let me start from monthly first. So let's get a perspective of the market. All right. So on the monthly, what do I have? Okay. So we have the, let me go to the weekly. So on the weekly, let me just map out the structure real quick. Okay, we can see this move. All right. So price is an uptrend. Price is an uptrend. Price is bullish on the weekly. And then this is a low. This is a low that needs to be broken for us to know that, okay, price wants to change direction based on the weekly time frame. All right. So now that we have an information on the weekly that there's huge demand for due demand on the price. So let's go to the daily chart and find a possible if there's time, I'll try, even though I don't trade VIX. You know, VIX is not regulated, but it's a computer program. So let's do. So this is daily chart, guys, on GBP JPY. Now we are aware about the what's it called, the bullish intention on the weekly. Now, what is the daily telling us real quick? All right. So what do we have here? I'm trying to make sense of this guy. All right. So let me just mark out this already. So this is a liquidity zone. All right, which is also a possible target. This is also liquidity, trend line liquidity. This is also liquidity. All right. So we have a lot of liquidity. That's why price is kind of ranging on daily. So that liquidity that needs to be taken, I can't really ascertain the direction right now, but it's still very much bullish because this is what we have on the daily. If you just draw it, all right. Well, can I consider this? So let's try to consider this. Then we have this. So on daily, you might have changed. Can you guys hear me? I think my internet is messing up. If you can hear me, just type in yes in the chat box. Let me know if you can hear me. Just type in yes if you can hear me. All right, thank you. All right, that's enough. All right, good. So now, so this is a low. This is a low on daily. And then what did price do? You can see price broke this low. Okay. And then price went back to the extreme over here. All right, to do the extreme. To do the extreme supply here. You can see as price took liquidity here. Okay. So now price is back. Look at this. All right. So I'm not really certain about what price wants to do, to be very, very honest with you. The only thing that we can do is, since this is a daily chart, okay, so what we can do is just take this as a point of interest on the daily, okay, because now price is also going into this zone. And then let me just do something. Give me a second, guys. Now we can say price is in a supply zone. You can also see some white curve playing off here. You can see liquidity over here, the liquidity here like this. Okay, so this is the liquidity that needs to be grabbed. So once you see this, price needs to grab liquidity into this supply zone here. All right. So since we already had some sort of change of character on the daily here, then price will trace. Okay. So possibly you might see price also react to push price to create a lower low on daily. So this is liquidity that needs to be grabbed. If we see price go up and grab liquidity, all right, it will validate this supply zone, right? And then over here we start looking for opportunity to sell the market. All right, so that's what I'll do on GJ. Because this is daily, I'll personally wait for price to enter the zone for very high probability setups. Now, if price should enter this zone, guys, let's believe GJ is going to dump a lot, because this is liquidity that was grabbed. This is liquidity that was grabbed. Okay, that is inducement. So that would be enough funds to actually sell this guy. All right, so I'll wait for price to come here without going to the lower time. I'll just wait. Okay, so what do? I'll just set an alert. Okay, so once price enters this zone, I'll start looking for buy setups. Is that clear? So which other pair are we looking at real quick? We have been here for about an hour. Mr. Benjamin, I don't know how to do V75. I don't have it on my MT5. I don't have, so like there's no way I can get to the chat except you have a short spot. So what next, guys? Euro USD. So let's check out Euro USD. So let's go to the weekly chart very quick. So very, very clear price action here. Okay, we have strong bullish. I said bullish. The market is bearish. All right, so that means the dollar is very, very strong. So the best thing that you can do for yourself is to look for opportunities to sell this guy. So let's go to the daily chart and check what's going on the daily chart here. Now on the daily, what's the price that we are seeing? We are seeing this move. Let me mark it out. Impulse, correction, impulse, okay, correction, and then we are seeing price just break this impulse. Okay, this happened in September, over here, August 22nd. So now we are seeing price do this. Price has also, let me mark this out properly. All right. So we are seeing price do this. Price has also, so when you see stocks like this, we've seen price break this to create a lower low, right? And then when we see price break a low, our expectation is for the retracement to happen. So, and then that's already in play. And then where do we want it to retrace to? To retrace into a supply zone. So this is a supply level here, where price might get to. And then we're already seeing price approaching this one. We're already seeing price, okay, grabbing liquidity here. So that liquidity, okay, is needed. So over here is the daily chart. If price should get here, we are expecting a huge reaction. So either we see a reaction here, or we see a reaction at this swing supply over here. All right. So what else can we see on this guy? Now we are seeing a change of character for price to be bullish. Now, based on the swing supply, this is the swing supply. The swing character, the swing structure rather. We have this impulse, correction, impulse. All right, and then we are seeing price do this. Okay, this high has been broken. excuse me, by a week. So in smart money, that's a change of character right there. So we're expecting price to trace into this flip here. So in this coming week, what might happen possibly is that we see price retrace into the zone. All right. So once price get into the zone, if you are an aggressive person, you can look for buy opportunities in this zone. Okay, because ultimately, if this swing zone, if this change of character should come in play, okay, price is going to actually come to the zone. But we are not always right when it comes to change of character, because this guy, okay, did not close above the zone. So what we might also see during the week is that we see price just come all the way down to create a new low. All right. So, but it's also not bad to come here, and then once price retrace into the zone, we are looking for buy opportunities into the supply zone. And then when price gets into the supply zone as well, we look for sell setups over here for price to create a lower low. Ifan is asking the last daily candle looking at the bottom and how it closed. What does it imply? The last daily candle. The last daily candle looking at the bottom and how it closed. Are you talking about this candle? This one? Okay, yeah. You can see now. Now it broke this high over here. All right. So and then that aligns with a particular structure in the market. Okay. So this is an indication that possibly price wants to retrace into this supply. So we just have to wait for price to do its thing. Now, based on how markets operate, okay, when it comes to internal structure like this, and then we see something like this, okay, maybe 6 or 7 out of 10 times, okay, the demand zone will push price to form a new high, okay, into the swing structure. Because all what we are seeing now, this move like this, okay, it's not swing structure. Okay, this is an internal structure. Okay, so what we're about to see here is a possible lower low in play that wants to form a lower high. Okay, Miss Fine, which one are you talking about? The last one closed without any week on the base. You know what? Let me enable annotation and annotate on the screen. Okay, so you have access to the screen now. So use your hand or your mouse to click on the candle. Just tap on the screen and highlight that candle. Yeah, that's what I talked about. I talked about it already. All right, so we're expecting, so it took out liquidity and confirmed a change of character. So we're possibly going to see price retrace into a demand zone. All right, so is that clear, Simson? Are we clear on you? So let us go to the 4-hour chart. Let's go to the 4-hour chart and see what price is doing on the 4 hours. All right, so this is the 4 hours. All right, good. So we see this on the 4 hours. All right, so there is a break here. All right, and then possibly price, this is the demand zone on 4 hours. So also I'm going to 4 hours. So on the 4 hours, check out what price did. Just looking at market structure, you can easily see what's going on here. Okay, you can see this impulse correction, impulse correction, impulse. All right, and then what did price do? Price broke this lower high. Okay, to give us this impulse. Price will trade into the demand and this. So, and price broke a new high. So we are possibly expecting price to retrace into this demand zone over here on the 4 hours. All right, so we might expect a reaction here, and then which will of course push, because price is in a price pro trend now is bullish. So if price should come here and then does not break this low, that means we are going to target this zone at the top here. And then when price gets into this zone at the top, you look for sell setups for price to form a lower low. So that's what I'll do. So I'll wait for price to come here and look for buys. Mr. Richard is asking, sorry to look down why you're trying to sell. I know of B75, but what I'm saying is that I don't have access to the daily account that I can use to share my screen to analyze the pair. All right, and I don't even trade B75 because it's not a regulated pair. All right. So, but market structure is the same on every market. All right. So when you understand supply and demand, you can trade anywhere. All right. So any other, let's take our last pair for the night. Any other pair you want us to check out? Last pair for the night. Okay. AUD USD coming up. AUD USD. What do we have on AUD USD? So we will conclude with this, and we'll call it a night. AUD USD Rwanda. All right. Similar price action. Now, when you go to the weekly, okay, you can see the strong bearish momentum. Let's see around there. Yeah, so price is bearish. What's this? So price is bearish. Let's go to the daily. So when you go to the daily, let's just mark out the market structure real quick. It's going to help us put things in perspective. All right, so you have this. You have impulse, correction, impulse, all right, and price retraced into a supply zone, and then currently the supply is in play over here. Now we have an internal structure. So price has not broken this low yet. So we have an internal structure over here. We have this impulse, correction, impulse. So price is approaching a supply over here. Okay, so expectation on this guy is for price to enter this zone. Once price get into this zone, okay, this sell trade idea aligns with the overall market direction, which is bearish, and also aligns with the market structure as well. So if we get to see price enter the zone, it might be a very, very strong supply action, and then that will possibly be what will break this guy and create a lower low. Of course, we know how the market has been strong for the dollar, all right? So if you are selling the dollar, if you're selling the dollar when on the quote currency side, okay, you're on the right side of the market. All right, so I'll look for price to come here. Let's go to the daily. So daily, what do we have on the daily? All right, so you can see the daily as well. Now, this is also a lot of liquidity in the market. You can see this trend and liquidity. All right, so possibly this move going up is grabbing liquidity into the supply. And so I'll wait for price to enter here. Okay, preferably at the equilibrium. Okay, which is somewhere at the middle. So over here, let me just put somewhere at the 50% of the supply zone is where I'll most likely be looking for sell. All right, because there will be a lot of liquidity plays over here, a lot of stock hunting, because a lot of people would also want to be selling at this point. All right, so before the market actually makes a decision to drop, they have to grab a lot of liquidity. All right, you can see this is the resistance zone here. Okay, so you have to be very careful. Even though it's a pro-trend trade, right? There'll be a lot of liquidity grabs that's going to be happening here. All right, do we get it, guys? I hope we got value tonight, guys. If you learned something tonight, please type in value in the chat box. Let me know if it's making sense to you. Type in value in the chat box real quick. All right. Consultant Desmond, fine. Christopher. Good. So let me wrap up the session with an offer that I started on Saturday. So I'm giving people access to the premium mentorship. Guys, don't worry, don't let me jump the gun. Now, I'm giving people access to my premium mentorship program, to a 3-month mentorship program. And in those 3 months, what do you get access to? Let me write it down. Now, the benefits of the 3 months is beyond just you being a part of the community, right? So first thing I get access to, you get access to the updated video training library, right? You also get access to, so we're going to be doing three live sessions weekly. Okay, so that's Monday, Wednesdays, and Fridays. So Fridays will be like a recap of the week. Okay, and then also you get access to, we are going to Discord very soon. You get access to the premium Discord community. All right, and then number 4, you get access to the trade ideas, or some people can call it a signal group. I don't know if it's a signal group, but I'll be analyzing the markets, how I'm trading the pair, so you know exactly the pair that I'm trading, and then you can trade the whole thing as well. And then of course, I'm going to show you how to actually get funded with a prop firm. Okay, with a prop firm. I don't like to over promise, but I tell people, don't be in a rush to get a prop firm. Give yourself 3 to 6 months, right? Because prop firm money is not going anywhere. Okay, so 3 to 6 months of learning, of engagement, okay, can actually get you to access to pass the challenge, and not just pass the challenge, you maintain that account on the challenge, right? So access to this, and then of course, lastly, personal time with me, which is even worth the whole course of the mentorship program. Now, access to one-on-one sessions, okay, with me. So if you need like clarifications on some particular concept, you can jump on a Zoom call just like this, and then I walk with you. And the essence of the one-on-one cannot be overemphasized. So having that platform to have somebody show you what to do is very, very phenomenal, right? So all of this you have access to within 3 months. Usually, this training is actually, this program is actually $500. All right, I've had people pay more than that. Okay, so I'm doing a fast start training, a fast start bonus rather. On Saturday, I said the first 5 people that access this will pay $100 instead of $500. And on Friday, actually, 5 people actually made payments that same day. Okay, so based on people's requests and feed, today I open it up again that the first 3 people that makes $200 payment, right? The first 3 people will pay $200 instead of $500. Okay, and then we've had 2 people make payments so far. So we have 1 slot left for the $200, right? So if you're interested in this, reach out to me personally, and then you get access to all of this. And then enrollment into the mentorship program ends tomorrow night, right? So the next time that I'm going to be opening up the mentorship is going to be next month, right? So amazing stuff that you get access to. So take advantage. So you can still pay $200 between today and tomorrow instead of paying $500. And then lastly, the Vantage Academy is going to be opening next month, okay? And enrollment will also start before the end of the month. And then the Academy is going to cost at least $100 on a monthly basis. You have access to all of this and much more. But if you get in now, right, you are getting access to 3 months, okay, 3 months of mentorship at just the price of 1, right? So it's a fair deal for everybody. If you want to take this piece of trading things seriously and actually make a living from it and make money, right? You need mentorship. You need somebody to guide you, right? And then hold your hand. All right. So guys, let's call it a night. Thanks so much for coming on this live session. I've had fun showing you all those key levels. I hope that we take advantage of all of these levels. And then lastly, I wish us all the very best in this new trading week. All right. May the market be with us. More pips, more money, by the grace of God. All right, guys. So I'll see you on Sunday. Let's have a phenomenal week, guys. Cheers.